Hello and welcome back to the basics of computer science and information systems. We continue from where we stopped in the last video. So we talked about what a computer is, what is science and what is computer science, and we also looked at what is data and the processing of data, which is information. And in this video we will also look at a number of things, starting with the functions of a computer. So computer helps you do a lot of things. And how does a computer function? Basically, we said you need an input which can be given through a keyboard, mouse, or other form of input to your computer, and then that data from the input is processed by the central processing unit and can be stored in the memory, and also the processed information or data which is processed to give an information is displayed either by printing it out or on a monitor on a screen where you can see that. So basically this highlights the basic function of a computer. So one thing is it accepts command and data as input. An example is you can, for example, let's say in your calculator, which is a very basic computer, you can type 2 plus 1. And the command here is seen as 2 plus 1. But then there's an actual function which needs to be done, which is the addition. And the data delivered here is 2 and 1. So the calculator or the processor in the calculator interprets those commands and stores the data. So the plus or the addition is interpreted as sum or addition. And 2 and 1 are stored in registers, or as bits. That is how computers work. They work in ones and zeros. And when that is done, the processing starts where the data, which are 2 and 1, which are stored as zeros and 1, are now added, which means the calculator adds 2 and 1, or your computer adds 2 and 1, depending on where you give the instruction, whether on your calculator or on your computer. And the result is also displayed when executed, and that execution takes place also as zeros and 1, but then the display is given in a way that you can see it, which is 3. And this is also a typical example of how you can give some input, like via the keyboard, with the mouse, to give some instruction. And this is the central processing unit that helps process the information, and hard disks for storage, and for example your CPU for processing information. And you can now display that information on a monitor or store it also on a CD-ROM. And there are many other aspects of computers which you can learn. And with this, we go into what are the features of a computer system. Now basically, for computers there's automation, which is you give a command and automatically it does it itself and then gives you a result. But there are also advanced automation systems which can be in cars or every other devices, where things are just given instructions and they automatically do it and give you an output, and you don't have to do them yourself. Also in information systems, where you put in some information and the system processes out and gives you some other output depending on what you want. Another thing is the speed. Computers have the capacity to process millions of instructions in a very short time with high speed, and also can store information in kilobyte, megabytes, gigabyte, and terabytes, which is in thousands, millions, and so on and so forth. And of course, with computers doing the work and not humans doing them themselves, you expect that there's a high accuracy and reliability in the results that the computer displays. And that is one feature you can definitely find with any computer system. And that's why we use a calculator sometimes instead of just doing it ourselves. Or you use a software simulation that can do that work for you instead of doing it yourself, because you know that they can be reliable and they're highly accurate. And of course, computers are very versatile in a wide range of uses. You can use them in many things, in information systems, in web design, in mobile application, in banking, in marketing, you can name it all. And depending on how you want to apply this, I think we will talk about that a little bit more. And there are many other application purposes you can use a computer for. But these are what we call the salient features, which means the basic and fundamental features, and there are many more to this as well. So with this, you can now talk about what are the different areas of application, or the job areas or roles where you can see computers apply. And basically we listed a number of them here briefly, just for information, but you can also find a lot more information on where computers are used in communication, where people do technical writing and information scientists or help desk support, in programming, where there are a lot of programming languages today used for developing different things and games, and also in digital marketing, people with blogs and all kinds of business organization, web development, in IT research and artificial intelligence, your AI, in machine learning, and there's also database management. It's also used in teaching. So if you look at this is a whole vast of area where you can find jobs, just with the knowledge of computer science and information systems, and especially with computers and the knowledge of computers and how you choose to apply it. So we can talk about so many things in this area, but basically there will not be enough time to dive in all this. So, but as we go along this course, we will show you some specific areas using information systems that you can apply this knowledge of computers and other things. And based on this, we come to the end of this video, and we will continue still on the topics of introducing computer and computer science. Thank you.